Hi guys, it's Anita. I'm here to do a quick video for the collaboration that I was allowed to participate in. It was by Make Mine Pretty on Instagram, which is Miss Rhonda. She was doing a back to school junk journal kit collaboration, and she asked me would I like to participate, and of course I would. I enjoy making junk journals, and for two, I've never done a collaboration. So thank you, Rhonda, for asking me. Let me show you what she sent in her collab to use in the collaboration. Used everything that she sent except for this tab index card, this heart, and one button. I will probably try to find some way to use them in the book, but I used everything else that she sent me. My book measures approximately 6 by 9. I used an old book that I had already gutted, and I just keep the covers in a storage thing. So let me go ahead and do a quick flip through. I kind of tried to theme it a little bit, some of the pages, but not really. I will not be keeping this book, so I didn't want to overdo it. I have enough journals right now. I clean my craft room. I don't want to keep anything else. So I will be gifting this one. I already know who it's going to. But this was the inside of the book. This came from, it's really old. I've had it a while. It was a bunch of chipboard things, kind of like when you buy them now where they're on a 12 by 12, but this one was like this thick and you can punch all of them out. I gave half of them away and I still have quite a few, but this was one of the pieces. This piece Rhonda gave me, and this black washi tape, so I just put it on this tag right here. This is a page that she provided. You can write on here, you can write in between the lines, you could tape another piece of paper, put a post-it note, but there's plenty of space to write in this book. She provided this pencil. I just made it into a tuck spot. You can put plain paper in here, or you can stick a note in there. This is for my stash. She provided this piece and this flash card. You can write on those. And some of these papers were kind of old and brittle, but I didn't reinforce them at all. You just have to be careful when you're turning the page. But this was from Miss Rhonda. I took this from a roll of tickets that I have and just stapled it, glued it to the top. Some notebook paper. And this was kind of one of the pages that I themed. So she provided this little girl. I'm guessing this is her school day picture, and the fabric. And in my mind, I thought about when my mom used to sew our clothes. She also provided this page, or sometimes we used to go, she would do the JCPenney catalog, and then you would go to the store and pick up the stuff that you order. You would call and place your order and then go pick it up, which is like way back. I do remember that. But so this is what the little girl looked like before, when she went to school and took a picture. And lately you've been seeing people post their kids like after picture, after school day. So she's looking a little rough right here. So I wanted to have a before and an after of that little girl. It's not the same little girl. Use your imagination. But I thought those were cute. And if you want to excuse me, Google it, you will find some funny pictures on their little kids, how they look before they went to school and when they came home. They looking rough. Rhonda also provided this library card, so I just put a tab on here and made that into a pocket. You also have a pocket right here. This is from my stash. I already had it put together. It was just using up scraps of paper, so I put it in here. This I printed off. It's some vintage desk, how everybody's desk was lined up on the wood, and you literally couldn't move them. So you can write on the back of there. I stuck it there in that tuck spot. Some notebook paper. And she provided this, which I really like this. I didn't want to cover it up, but you can write on the back of it. You can also write on this piece, and I printed that from Pinterest for our kids now. So we'll see what will happen if we're here in 20 years. And she provided some fabric swatches. So I used the other ones with the little girl. These are the other two that I have left. So to me, I wanted this to be, it's lunchtime. So either you take your lunch to school or you have to buy your lunch. And the pizza that we had at school was like my favorite thing. And then they had these chocolate peanut butter things. Those were the bomb too. But I put that, so you either bring your lunch or buy your lunch. So if you're buying your lunch, you're going to either need a meal ticket and you're going to need a drink ticket. So these are for that little girl to purchase her lunch when she goes to school. And she also gave me the button, so I put the button on there just as decor. Page from a book that I had. I want to go quickly. This is my second time recording. I didn't have enough space on my phone. I printed these vintage scissors off and put a tab on the top. She provided these flashcards, and I know some kids do not like math in school, so I printed that from Pinterest. And I printed off this vintage report card. And you can tell this person, Miss Bernice, she doesn't like math either. So she got an F in math. So I put those in here. And you can write on all of these pieces. So those are there. A vellum pocket. I printed this and just layered it just to make the bag cute. This is some of that washi that Rhonda provided. I only have one piece of washi left that she used to close her packaging, and I can't find that package. She provided this, and this is from Hawaii, and I drew an arrow because I actually see where I used to live at. It's Aiea, and I just drew an arrow pointing to that. Use it as a pull-out tab. More ledger paper. This is how we used to practice our writing, our penmanship, so I really like this. I know some adults that can use this today, but we're not going to talk about that. This is another piece of that washi from Rhonda. She really had some cute washi, the stuff that I don't own, so I used it in this book. Of course, we got to keep practicing our math. Some fractions. And this is a hall pass. When I was growing up, you used to have a hall pass to be in the hall. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. So I printed off the pass, and what they would do, they usually hung on a hook as you exited the door. You grabbed the pass to wherever you were going. Most of the time we said we was going to the girls' bathroom, but we just be in there lollygagging or talking or walking the halls. And then there's a tuck spot back here. You can tuck something in there. And I accidentally punched my hall pass when I was trying to bind my book. More paper for writing. This piece reminded me if you're going on a school field trip. Another page to write on. These pieces right here were from Rhonda, the buttons. This is the piece of scrap that was left from making the pocket. I just printed this one and stuck it in there just for cuteness and to write on. I missed a page. Some shorthand paper. This is from my stash. It's a calendar if you want to plan what you're going to do. Just something right here to use up from my scraps. From this page, Rhonda provided these pieces up here, this file folder, and these tickets. So I just collaged those papers, the journaling cards, and made it into a tuck spot. I stamped this and stuck it in there. And this is also a pocket. This is from my stash. I don't know where I got it from, so I just stuck it in here. You could take the tickets out right on the back, stick a little note in there. This was a piece that was already in my stash that was left over, and I just put a sticker on it. And this was from the same place where the very first one was. They're just extra in my stash. These I printed off. I made a tuck spot for that one, and this is a Crayola. You can write on the back of that one. Okay, this page I was thinking about Valentine's Day in school. And I remember that you would bring your little Valentine's treats if you were going to have the cards, and we just tear them and stick them in the little envelope. So Rhonda provided this. I cut it out and used it to keep my pocket closed. Well, let me go back here. This was already cut out, so I just stuck it in here because it's a picture wheel. It kind of goes with this whole thing for this little girl. So she has a picture wheel, inside, I remember we used to pass notes, or boys used to pass notes to girls, would you be my girlfriend, such and such. But this one, this little girl, she's ahead of her time. So she wrote to the little boy, will you be my boyfriend? And he's going to check either yes or no. I do remember doing that in school. And also, since they're neighbors, since she was at his house, she saw I forget what these call. I'm gonna say a negative, but that's not what it's called, of her little boy that she likes. So he's sitting right there. So she snuck it and she put it in her notebook. We're not gonna tell nobody, so she can look at him. So it's all in there. So I'm sure she's gonna put pictures of him and her all around the little wheel. This is from Miss Rhonda. I printed this from Pinterest. It's a little tuck spot right here. I made an envelope from a book page. You can put things in here. And I printed this one from Pinterest, just a little something to write on. Another few pages from Rhonda. And I remember being in school where they would give us a monthly calendar of what's for lunch. So this would be the what they're serving. That way you can look at it and tell if you're going to either pack your lunch or buy your lunch, or maybe you're greedy, you're gonna do both, but that's your call. So this is also a tuck spot right here. I put a guest check here just for additional space. More paper from my stash. This was from Rhonda, just a punch out of a map page. More papers from Rhonda, some notebook paper. This I used from my stash. I just backed it to make it a little bit sturdier. This was like a show that I enjoyed when I was younger, so I put that on there. A tuck spot right there. More paper to write on. The rest of that ledger paper that I cut off, and I put a butterfly just to help turn it. Another piece from Rhonda that you can write on. And this was from Rhonda also. And this is the back of my book. And I remember that I especially like in kindergarten, used to have an envelope that you would have to take home every day. It would have your homework. If there was a note to your from your teacher or from your parents or whatever, everything would be in that envelope, and you put it on the teacher's desk the next morning. So this person, her homework assignment is in here. So the teacher wrote out what the homework was. And unfortunately, she has a note to her parents. So more than likely, if you're guys, sorry about that. So let's go back to the note. So let's read what the note says. So they're gonna have to sign and return the note, and I'm sure it's not good. So let's read what it says. Let's see. So this was on March 16th, 1976. It says, Miss Jameson, Mary was very talkative and disruptive in class today. So she was given 2 paddlings and still misbehaved. So I'm sure Miss Mary will not be having a good rest of the evening at home. But that's what happened. So we put the note back for her mom to see. We're going to keep Miss Mary in prayer. But Rhonda, thank you for allowing me to participate in your collaboration. I enjoyed it, and I hope my recipient enjoys her new book. You guys have a great day. Bye.